In the shadowy depths of a British basement, amidst the clatter of typewriters and the hum of early computers, a team of brilliant minds worked tirelessly on a mission so secretive that its existence was erased from history. For years, their efforts went unrecognized, their names lost to time. But these codebreakers were not just any ordinary people. They were the select few who had the skills and intellect to unravel the encrypted messages that held the fate of nations in their hands. Among them was one man who would become the father of modern computing, Alan Turing. Can you imagine a world without computers or the internet? Without Turing, that might have been our reality. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to look at what schools skipped about Macedon. But before we start, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any of our awesome videos. The year is 1939 and the world is on the brink of disaster. The threat of war looms large over Europe and the British government is racing against time to decipher the encrypted messages of their enemies. Enter Alan Turing, a brilliant mathematician and logician whose mind works like a finely tuned machine. With an uncanny ability to think in patterns and sequences, Turing is the perfect man for the job. He is recruited by the British government to lead a top-secret mission to break the Enigma code, an encryption method used by German military forces that is believed to be virtually unbreakable. But Turing is not daunted by the challenge. With his team of gifted mathematicians and codebreakers, he sets to work on creating a machine that can do what they cannot. A machine that can think like a genius. As the war rages on, the pressure mounts and the stakes grow higher. With each passing day, the need to crack the Enigma code becomes more urgent and the race against time intensifies. Can Turing and his team rise to the occasion and succeed where others have failed? Or will the Germans succeed in keeping their communications secure and thwarting the Allied war effort? The story of how Turing and his team cracked the Enigma code is a tale of human ingenuity, perseverance, and the power of the human mind in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. These brilliant individuals dared to dream of a world where technology could bridge the gaps, human capabilities, and unlock the secrets of the universe. Through their tireless efforts and unwavering determination, they not only changed the course of World War II, but also paved the way for the digital age that we live in today. Now let's get back to the video. Picture this. The year is 1939 and the world is on the brink of disaster. The threat of war looms large over Europe and the British government is racing against time to decipher the encrypted messages of their enemies. Enter Alan Turing, a brilliant mathematician and logician whose mind works like a finely tuned machine. With an uncanny ability to think in patterns and sequences, Turing is the perfect man for the job. He is recruited by the British government to lead a top-secret mission to break the Enigma code, an encryption method used by German military forces that is believed to be virtually unbreakable. It was a daunting task, but Turing was not deterred. With the fate of nations hanging in the balance, he assembled a team of gifted mathematicians and codebreakers and set to work on creating a machine that could do what they could not, a machine that could think like a genius. Now let's talk about the challenge they faced. The Germans had developed a machine called Enigma that could generate billions of possible code combinations every day, making it nearly impossible for the Allies to decipher their messages. It was like trying to find a needle in a haystack, except the haystack was constantly shifting and changing. The Enigma machine was a marvel of engineering, a complex electromechanical device that used a series of rotors and cables to scramble messages into unreadable ciphertext. Each message was encrypted with a unique key that changed daily, making it nearly impossible for the Allies to keep up. But Turing and his team were not ready to give up. They knew that somewhere beneath the jumbled letters lay the key to victory. With meticulous precision and razor-sharp intellect, Turing and his team worked day and night to crack the Enigma code. They analyzed captured German messages, searching for patterns and anomalies that might provide a clue to the encryption method. They built early computers that could test thousands of possible code combinations in mere seconds. But it wasn't easy. There were false starts, dead ends, and setbacks. But through it all, Turing and his team persevered. They knew that the fate of the world was hanging in the balance and they were determined to succeed. Now let's talk about Turing's genius. Alan Turing was a mathematical genius whose mind worked like a finely tuned machine. He was a brilliant mathematician and logician with an uncanny ability to think in patterns and sequences. This made him the perfect candidate to lead the team tasked with breaking the Enigma code. But Turing was more than just a brilliant mathematician. He was a visionary, a pioneer in the field of computer science who laid the foundation for the digital age that we live in today. He realized that to beat the Germans at their own game, he needed to build a machine that could think like a genius. And so he did. With the help of his team, Turing built the bomb machine, an early computer that could test thousands of possible code combinations in mere seconds. The bomb machine was a technological marvel, a complex electromechanical device that used a series of rotors and cables to scramble messages into unreadable ciphertext. It was this machine that finally allowed the Allies to decipher the Enigma code and turn the tide of the war in their favor. But Turing's genius didn't stop there. His work on the bomb machine laid the foundation for the development of modern computers, paving the way for the digital age that we live in today. Now let us talk about the quiet impact that Turing and his team had on the course of history. Historians agree that Turing and his team's work in breaking the Enigma code may have shortened the war by 2 years, saving millions of lives in the process. By cracking the Enigma code, the Allies were able to intercept German communications, track their movements, and anticipate their plans. This gave them a critical advantage in the war effort, allowing them to deploy their resources more effectively and ultimately win the war sooner. But the impact of Turing and his team's work went beyond the battlefield. Their methods and techniques in code breaking laid the foundation for the development of modern cryptography and computer science. The techniques they used to break the Enigma code are still studied and taught in universities today, and their legacy lives on in the work of countless scientists and engineers who have followed in higher footsteps. Yet despite their monumental contributions, the story of Turing and his team remained hidden for decades. They worked in secrecy, their names erased from history books and their achievements classified for years. It wasn't until decades later that their work was finally declassified and their contributions to the war effort revealed. Even then, it took many years for the public to learn the full extent of their work and the impact it had on the course of history. And now for the big question. Can you imagine a world without computers or the internet? Without Turing, that might have been our reality. The techniques he developed in breaking the Enigma code led to the development of modern cryptography and computer science, which in turn led to the development of the internet, smartphones, and countless other technologies that we rely on today. In a world without Turing, it's hard to imagine where we would be. Would we even have the same access to information? Would we be able to communicate as easily? The answer is probably no. That is why it is so important to remember and celebrate the contributions of this unsung hero of World War II. So the next time you log onto your computer or check your smartphone, take a moment to think about Alan Turing and his team of code breakers. They may have worked in silence, but their impact on the world is deafening. We hope you enjoyed learning about the secret team of code breakers who helped win World War II. If you want to know more about their incredible work, check out the links in the description below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our future uploads. We've got plenty of other fascinating stories from history as hidden heroes that we can't wait to share with you. Thanks for watching.